everyone. Let's compare what an MLA source and an APA source look like side by side so you can start seeing some of the differences, since APA is what we're using for the remainder of the semester. So here I have a source, an MLA and an APA. It's the same source, but you can see right away it looks very different in how it is formatted. So this is an article from a scholarly journal. In MLA you have last name, comma, first name. In APA you have last name, comma, first initial. All right, we do not use first names in APA. Then we go on to see the title of, see if it'll allow me to highlight here. I'll do the title of the article, upper and lowercase where necessary, and formatted in quotation marks. All right, that's how a title is formatted in the citation for MLA. In APA, well, gosh, before we even get to the title, we have the year, 2013. All right, that's what comes next in APA. Then we get to the title of the article, and you'll see that everything is lowercase except for the first T at the beginning of the article title. Everything's in lowercase. Now, if you do a citation from a database, it will put everything in lowercase, including things that should be in uppercase, like names of cities and people and things. So you still have to double check them. You'll notice too that there is no opening or closing parentheses. It's all in lowercase. Whereas for MLA that we have been doing, what you might be used to, upper lowercase and in quotation marks. All right. The next thing we're going to have is the title of the journal, and it's in italics, uppercase where necessary, and that's the same way for the journal title in APA. That doesn't change. In MLA, in the 8th edition, which is what we're working for, we now include volume and number. And for this citation, we weren't given the number, we were just given the volume. So it's VOL for volume, and that volume number is 346. And we don't use the abbreviation VOL for the volume in APA, we just have 346. Now comes the date in MLA, and we already used the date earlier in APA. You're given the permanent URL through the database. They provide that for you. And what APA looks for is something called the DOI, Document Object Indicator, I believe that stands for. Again, this was given to me from the database. Okay? Let's look at one more. Here's another article with a single, this was with a single author, right? This one has several authors, all right? In fact, there are 4 authors. We can look at the APA citation and see that there's 7 authors. A.G. Nerlich, A. Zink, U. Sebenes, maybe, and H.G. Hagedorn. 4 authors. In APA, everything up to 7 authors, you include all of the authors' names. In MLA, if there are more than 3, we provide just the first author's name and then something that's called et al. It's Latin for and others. Okay, so you are only responsible for including the first author's name, and then you don't have to type out all the other ones. It's included. That's what that et al. Means. This person was the primary author, and then there's a whole bunch of other people that helped her out. You see this a lot in science and education articles where people collaborate. All right. So in MLA, last name, first name, and this person has a middle initial, and then we have our et al., which means and others. In APA, when you have multiple names, up to 7, you include them all. All right. In MLA, if I had a second author or a third author, the only author's name who's in reverse order is the first one, and we do that so we can alphabetize. Everybody else would be, let's say, Nerlich, comma, Andreas G, comma, Patricia Boston, comma, John Smith, comma, etc. All right. What we see in APA is all of the names are in reverse order. Don't put these in alphabetical order. Put them in whatever order they appear on the paper if you don't have something that's giving a citation for you. All right? This person is the primary author, so her or his, I'm sure this is male, his name goes first. All right? So instead of an and, what APA uses is the ampersand. Okay? And again, we have the date of the article afterwards, and we don't need our date just yet. Ancient Egyptian Prosthesis of the Big Toe. I thought that was a great title. In quotation marks. Egyptian is capitalized. P, prosthesis is capitalized, B, T, okay? And when we get down here to the APA, the only word that gets capitalized is the first one, unless there's a proper name, right? And I had to correct this. So in the citation that I was given from ProQuest, they had the E for Egyptian in lowercase, and I had to fix that, all right? But again, no formatting, no quotation marks, nothing. The name of this journal is The Lancet, very popular, significant medical journal. The Lancet, volume 356, number 9248. The Lancet, volume 356, without the vowel, all right, and all of that is in italics. And then take the italics off, and you have parentheses 9248 for the issue number. Why they do it this way, who knows? But the fact is they're different, and you just need to know how to do them. Your page numbers are provided for you this time. In the last one, they were not. So we have PP for pages. It would just be 1P for one page, 2176 to 9, and we don't have the PP here, just 2176 to 9. This time, our retrieval is the same. They use the word retrieved from. We don't see that here. Just gives you the permanent URL. Retrieved from, and this time we don't have a DOI, that document object indicator. For whatever reason, maybe this journal doesn't do it that way. All the journals are different, but we do have that URL. Most of the time this stuff is provided for you. You just copy it and clean up whatever little errors it may have. Okay? So we'll continue to work on this, but this is what an article looks like formatted in both MLA 8th, which you have been doing, and now in APA, which is what we're moving to.